Okay, Ableton Move and MPC Sample, two battery-powered portable groove boxes that can sample. Both are really good, but which one is better? Let's find out by comparing their capabilities, features, workflow, sampling, and sequencing. But first, I think MPC Sample just looks cooler. It has this old-school hip-hop vibe, a miniature MPC that looks like a toy but actually works. Hell yeah, dude, who wouldn't wanna play with this? While Move looks very slick and modern, but also a bit more reserved and boring. So MPC is visually more stimulating, and that's also because of the color display, and that may subconsciously play a role in your decision which one to buy. And both are really well built, so this isn't something that should affect which one you buy. Although Move maybe feels slightly more premium. When it comes to the pads, MPC Sample's pads are slightly bigger, and I wouldn't say they're more sensitive, but I like their velocity curve better. Move's pads are good, but it's a bit harder to reach higher velocities, and my guess is that Ableton have set them up in this way to accommodate the fact that Move's pads are intended not just for drums and samples, but also for playing melodic parts and chords, where you don't want to reach full velocity too easily. And Move wins in terms of the knobs. Very high quality, precise, endless encoders, very well calibrated, so they are great for both precise adjustments as well as abrupt sweeps and changes. So I prefer them to MPC Sample knobs, which don't feel so precise, and they are regular pots, they are not endless encoders. So the parameter values either jump when you move them, or you have to set the knob to the current value of the parameter first, depending on which takeover mode you have selected in the settings. But what about the display? Move's display is actually crisper and clearer with bigger fonts, so it's actually easier to read. The downside is that it's quite small, while Ableton have designed the UI and navigation in a way that works really well with this display. When it comes to sampling and editing, MPC Sample makes it easier to see what's going on with the waveform. The soft buttons and encoders above and below the screen work well when looking for certain parameters, even if there is some menu diving, but it's very, very minimal. With Move, on the other hand, it relies on the touch-sensitive encoders to display what each encoder controls. So you may end up touching them all to find the parameter you're looking for, but it's something you get used to, and the most important parameters are still at your fingertips. And battery life, pretty good on both. I haven't measured it, but both can be used for long enough on battery. And MPC Sample wins the speaker contest. Move has a bottom-firing speaker, and bottom-firing speakers are never really good. So it seems Ableton sacrificed the speaker and the display to accommodate more pads, and these pads come in clutch in the next aspect we're comparing. Let's get this out of the way. The biggest difference between these two is that MPC Sample is a pure sampler. It's similar to SP404 Mark II, while Move is a sampler and a high-quality polyphonic synth, making it much better for composing and sound designing from scratch. It also has 4 tracks instead of what's essentially just a single track on MPC Sample. And each of these 4 tracks can accommodate Ableton's drift and wavetable synths, a melodic sampler, or playing samples chromatically, or it can even be an audio track. Pair this with the fact that, unlike MPC Sample's pads, the pads on Move can be confined to a scale and key, and it's really not a fair comparison. And when you add the fact that you can just plug in a MIDI keyboard in Move's USB-A port in the back and play any of the synths or the melodic sampler, it's pretty much game over if composing parts from scratch is important to you. And while Move doesn't support sustained pedal or mod wheel or pitch bend, it's still miles better than MPC Sample's 16 levels tuning for playing samples chromatically. And Move's drum rack also has the same feature, and unlike Akai's 16 levels, it even respects the scale and key of the project. And with the recent update to version 2, Move adds audio tracks with high quality warping and real-time input effects processing. And that includes pitch correction, which means you can record vocals and instruments, and honestly this puts Move on a whole another level. By the way, at this point, if you are enjoying the video, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button, it will really help the channel out. But what about sampling? MPC Sample has more ways to chop samples, the waveform editing is easier, resampling is an offline process, while on Move, you have to record in real time to resample. And MPC Sample also has threshold sampling, so it can automatically start when the incoming signal reaches a certain level, something that's not available on Move. But honestly, Move sampling is good enough for flipping samples, it's still quick and easy, and I can't think of anything I can achieve with MPC Sample in terms of sampling that I can't with Move. And even if Move's time stretch is only in the audio tracks, and you have to resample the stretched sample if you want to slice it, it actually sounds better. It gives more usable results. MPC Sample's time stretch is real-time in the actual sampler, but it can be really unusable if you don't stay really close to the original BPM of the sample. Now, the overall workflow is a matter of preference, but I found Move faster and more intuitive. Not that MPC Sample has a lot of menu diving, but the overall user experience on Move is more polished. And here's where I need to really stress that some people may still just vibe more with MPC Sample and may enjoy it more. This is all just my personal preference, and I'd love to read your hopefully constructive takes on this in the comments down below. In terms of sequencing, I have to say Move is the clear winner. The most obvious aspect is the fact that it has a step sequencer, and MPC Sample just doesn't. What's not so obvious is that even for someone like me who doesn't step sequence, the step sequencer provides a surprisingly fast and easy way to edit your MIDI recordings, much faster and more intuitive than MPC Sample's old school step edit menu. And when sequencing, deleting a single sound is much easier on Move. Let's say I want to delete this hi-hat. I just hold the delete button, press the pad with the hi-hat. Done. On MPC Sample, to delete the hi-hat, I go Shift, Step Edit, and then Erase, hit the pad with the hi-hat, and then I also have to confirm it. And to be clear, this is not a deal breaker for MPC Sample by any means, but just an illustration of how Move is even more immediate than a device that's already quite immediate. Other sequencing advantages of Move include quantized strength, so you can record unquantized or 100% quantized like on MPC Sample. But on Move, you can also adjust the quantized strength, which MPC doesn't allow. So you can, let's say, quantize at only 50%, which will tighten up your performance while still keeping some of your natural groove. Now, people who need a song mode on these sketchpads may disagree with me. I'm perfectly fine triggering sequences and clips manually just to test the arrangement and then do the actual work in the DAW. I don't use the song mode on MPC Sample, and on Move, well, there isn't one. And for me, it's not necessary, but I know some of you don't like the fact that Ableton don't include song or arrangement mode in their products. the way, a quick plug, this is one of the demo projects from my pack Electric BAP. It includes a bunch of drum racks, samples and presets for Ableton Move, and you can check it out from the link in the video description. When it comes to the effects, MPC Sample wins on variety and performance effects. It has some fun effects like halftime, beat repeat, flex beat, and Move has nothing like them. But Move still has a very comprehensive selection, and some of the effects are maybe slightly higher quality, and you have more instances of them with 2 effects per track, so you can process more sounds without resampling. Overall, Move provides all the effects that I would need, with the exception of performance effects. Other features: both can sample from the analog in as well as USB-C, so you can use your phone. However, Move needs a more powerful charger to start charging. And you may wonder why I'm mentioning this. Well, it is because as a result, it doesn't drain the phone's battery. It just doesn't charge from the phone at all. While with MPC Sample, a common complaint I've seen, and I can confirm it, is that it starts charging from the phone and drains it quickly, and you can't really do anything about it. Also, both work as audio interfaces, and on Mac they are pretty equal. However, on Windows, Move provides a high-quality custom ACO driver for low latency performance for producing in a DAW, while MPC Sample, well, just doesn't. And Move is also a very good Ableton Live controller with automatic integration, which makes it super versatile, like a Swiss Army knife for Ableton producers, and it comes with Live Intro bundled. MPC Sample doesn't come with MPC software and doesn't have any controller integration with it whatsoever. They also have very different approaches to transferring projects and samples to and from the computer. With Move you have Wi-Fi, and it uses Move Manager for transferring to and from a computer, tablet or a phone. It's a website that is hosted on Move itself, so you don't need an internet connection, and beside projects and samples you can also upload presets that you've created in Live. It even has access to Ableton Cloud, where you can sync up to 8 projects and they would appear directly in Ableton's other products: Live, Push and Note. And after you transfer the project to your computer, you just open it and continue working on it to develop it further. It's super seamless. MPC Sample, on the other hand, uses a more traditional approach with a micro SD card. However, since it doesn't have the ability to export individual sounds, there is a lot more friction when it comes to finishing tracks in a DAW. The projects of MPC Sample can be opened on a bigger MPC, however, obviously not everyone will have that. And as I mentioned, it doesn't come with a license of the MPC desktop software. And the Wi-Fi on Move even enables the option to sync it to other devices or computers with Ableton Link. And as of recently, you can even send audio to Ableton Live or Push 3, again wirelessly. So overall, I would say Move is a more technologically advanced device, and MPC Sample is just more old school. didn't give any score on how many categories each device won, because at the end of the day, even if on paper one device may win all categories, some people may still enjoy using the other more. An MPC Sample is a pretty cool sampler, definitely highly recommended if compared to SP404 Mark II or Teenage Engineering KO2. Having said that, in this particular comparison, for anyone looking for a clear recommendation from me, I'm not gonna sit on the fence. And this is my subjective opinion, but Ableton Move is the better device. It does so much more, and that's not at the expense of immediacy and user-friendliness. On the contrary, it's arguably even easier to use, and even if it's not marketed as a sampler first and foremost, it is absolutely fine for flipping samples, and with the addition of synths, audio tracks, and Ableton Live controller mode, it's a much better value, even if it costs $500 while MPC Sample is $400. And I would say Move as a package is also pretty decent for beginners, giving you a license for Ableton Live intro. And maybe people who are in the MPC ecosystem will opt for MPC Sample, and Ableton Live users will go for Move. And that's fine, you do you, buy and use whatever makes you happy. And if you decide to buy one of these, using my affiliate links down in the video description would help support the channel at no extra cost to you. And you can also get my latest pack, Electric Bab, link will be in the description as well. It's great for Ableton Live and Move users, but it's also a regular sample pack that will work with any sampler. But a totally free way to support the channel would be to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new here. And if you want to learn more, here are the full reviews I published for each device. I will catch you later.